Yeah, it is.
And salute. Ready.
Sit.
Completely seated. Abraham Lincoln once said that I will prepare and someday my chance will come. I think no matter who you are, we all just want an opportunity to prove ourselves. And I want to thank the Tuskegee Airmen Incorporated and the Hawk for this opportunity, really to all the Tuskegee Airmen. Those here today in red jackets, those that wanted to be here, and those lonely eagles that have gone on before us that were part of the experience. I also want to thank my family and friends, my wife Shireen, our youngest son Ross, our oldest son Sean does not live in the local area, cousin Daryl, Sam and Tammy Cox, who are good friends, and then Jack, Amy from Forsyth, Amy's mother, and Jason, who are all here with us today. They were with me throughout my entire Air Force career. Now, the Tuskegee Airmen have always been an inspiration to me for many number of years. And some of you may know I was the aide to General Foreman when he was the Chief of Staff. And I had the opportunity to witness his red jacket ceremony. But more importantly, Jerry mentioned the Freeman Field Mutiny. So I had the opportunity to go to the 1995 Tuskegee Airmen Convention that was in Atlanta. It was at that particular convention where General Foreman pardoned those that were involved in the Freeman Field Mutiny and took away their court-martials for not only for then the national president, but for others as well. And when he spoke, one of the things they gave him was it's a very nice wooden block and the glass sculpture. The glass sculpture has the 3 aircraft that the Tuskegee Airmen flew. Very nice. And when General Foreman retired, he gave that to me. And, so it's one of my most prized possessions. Matter of fact, every time I PCS, I don't let anybody else pack it. I pack it myself. But it has a prominent place in my office, right next to the print from that particular convention. And when you bought the print, you left it sitting on a table. You put your name on the back and just left it sitting on a table. And it was signed by a number of documented original Tuskegee Airmen. And I have that framed very close to where the glass sculpture is. And it really just tells you a little bit more about my love for the Tuskegee Airmen. I'll tell you today that I'm very grateful, I'm humbled, and I'm proud to be here today, not only to receive this coveted red jacket, but also to have one of the documented original Tuskegee Airmen, Colonel Paul Johnson, with me today. And we had a chance to speak a little bit more this morning before we came in, and I'm so honored that you would be here today to witness this. Now, I'm forever grateful for the African American aviators that paved the way for me to be here. Just last month, Shereen and I had a trip to meet with the French Air and Space Force Chief, and we were in Paris. And one of the things while we were there in Paris, we went to the Lafayette Escadrille Memorial and spent some time there as well. And there, they've got a small museum that talks about Eugene Willett, who was the first African American fighter pilot. Even more impressive, and was really touching, is that the Lafayette Escadrille make certain individuals honorary members. And there's been about 1,400 or so that they've done through the course of their history. And they made me an honorary member. And I was very humble because there's only two other Americans that have been given that honor: Amelia Earhart and Dwight D. Eisenhower. So it just, kind of comes full circle today. I'm standing here with a red jacket on. And so I'm very grateful for those who come before me to set the stage. I'm also humbled to be honored here today in the rich history of the Tuskegee Airmen. And Hawk covered some of that this morning. But it really thinks about the integration of the services that the Tuskegee Airmen were really instrumental in. And because of that, that's why I can stand here today as the Chief of Staff of the Air Force. I'm the first African American to serve in any, as a service chief in any branch of our military. I will tell you here, about a year ago, last August, back over here at the Lincoln Memorial, I had a chance to spend some time with General Charles McGee. It was very interesting because as we walked up, he was telling me how honored he was to meet me, and I was going, I'm so honored to meet you. We kept going back and forth. It was really quite impressive to spend, we spent some time together filming a piece for the 70th anniversary of the end of World War II, but also having a chance just to engage and talk. I've been able to come across paths with him a couple of times since. I also realized, as a Chief of Staff of the Air Force, that I was probably not the first one that was qualified to have this opportunity. I was just the first to have the opportunity to be put in a position, and I really want to thank so many of the those that were my mentors, those that helped me, my real friends that were there with me through the good times and the bad, and particularly my family. And I'd also like to thank my mom and dad, who are naturally aren't here, but the whole reason I'm doing this is my dad's idea. 4 years won't kill you. that was what he told me when I was a high school senior, and I've overstayed my welcome by 32 years. One thing I will tell you is I'm as the first Chief of Staff of the Air Force or Service Chief that's African American. I'm very conscious of the enormity of what this opportunity is for me, but what it represents for so many. And like the Tuskegee Airmen, they've been an inspiration for me. I hope that me being the Chief of Staff of the Air Force will be an inspiration to others, so they can prepare themselves for that someday when their chance may come. Thank you all for being here today, and God bless.